Headlines. Number 6 says the position taken by EU ministers vindicates the position taken by the Chief Minister. The majority of businesses surveyed, most of them retailers, have felt the treaty's impact negatively. Former teacher and scout leader has been remanded in custody ahead of sentencing. And the equalisation of the old age pension system has been completed. Good evening. Number 6 says the position taken by EU ministers in yesterday's emergency meeting on the Ceuta migration crisis has vindicated the position taken by the Chief Minister. Yesterday, the EU backed Spain's handling of the crisis while agreeing on the need to strengthen the bloc's external borders. Asked for comment by GBC, the government says an investigation is needed into the incident, with over 100 people having died just 15 nautical miles away from Gibraltar. Cristina Cortés spoke to the Chief Minister, Fabian Picardo.
So exactly as I said on Times Radio on Saturday, and as the government press release indicated, I think late on Friday, the key issue here is, first of all, to express solidarity with the people who've lost their lives, the families of those who've lost their lives. The numbers now look like we're closer to 150 people losing their lives. It was clear to anybody who understood how Schengen operates that there was never going to be any assault on the Schengen area, because Ceuta and Melilla have different arrangements for Schengen. When you're in Ceuta, you're not in Schengen. So those people could not move from Ceuta into the rest of the Schengen area. In fact, the reality is that what we saw last week was the biggest mass immigration and then the biggest mass emigration that we've seen in modern times, because of now the numbers I think we're being told was something like 70,000 people. Of the 72,000 people who it appears came into Ceuta, 70,000 have gone back, and you're left with about 2,000 who are unaccompanied adults who have to be dealt with in a slightly different way. So that entirely vindicates the position that we took, and we understand, therefore, that we were right in the approach that we were taking in respect of the new arrangements that we have with Spain in respect of Schengen.
What approach is this exactly?
Well, that there was going to be no question of Gibraltar somehow calling into question the operation of the new arrangements at the frontier and putting back up our frontier with Spain. That is not something that, for purposes of public security, public policy, was anywhere on the cards, and certainly not on the grounds of public health.
You've called for an investigation. What are you hoping this would achieve, both in shedding light on this crisis and in preventing further crises like these in future?
I don't think I'm saying anything that is not being said already in the EU and outside of the EU about what happened last week. You don't see 72,000 people move from one country to another without legal permission to do so, without there being something moving them. There is talk of social media in Morocco having prompted people to move. The Spanish government has been very clear that it is satisfied, that it is working in cooperation with the Moroccan government. But look, from my point of view, if you see 150 people die, you've got to get to the bottom of what happened there. Let me just postulate this for you in one way. What if it had been 150 Gibraltarians who had died? Or 150 Britons who had died? Or 150 Italians or Spaniards who had died? Wouldn't we immediately be calling for an investigation into what happened? Are we valuing life in a different way based on the nationality of the people who have died? A lot of the people who have died are children. Of course, everybody should want to have a clear understanding of what has happened there.
A flash poll by the Federation of Small Businesses has found the majority of respondents have experienced a negative early impact from the treaty. Most respondents were from the retail sector. Half said that they seen no noticeable change in overall sales and were feeling less optimistic about the future. The main areas of concern were customs, freight and border-related disruption.
Earlier this week, the government said traders had reported a significant increase in sales in the 2 weeks since the treaty's implementation. But the GFSB's flash survey over a 7-hour period appears to tell a different story. There were 114 responses in all, with 76% of those from the retail sector, with the rest made up from the hospitality, wholesale, import, tourism and other sectors. Asked how their overall level of business activity, sales including euro-denominated trade, had changed since the 15th of July, close to half of respondents reported no noticeable change. Among those who did see a shift, declines outweighed increases by a large margin. On a year-on-year basis, just over half of respondents described July 2026 trading as about the same as July 2025. Where a difference was reported, it leaned towards the negative. There was some good news as regards the number of customers from outside Gibraltar, although more than half said there was no noticeable change, but among those who did see a shift, increases were more common than decreases. In its recent press release, the government said euro-denominated sales had substantially increased, but according to the survey, 67.5% of respondents saw no noticeable change. The question about receiving stock or supplies produced the most one-sided result in the survey. A substantial majority, 67.5% of respondents, said this had become much more difficult since the 15th of July, and 76.3% said they had experienced customs, freight or border-related issues frequently or occasionally. Asked to describe the overall impact of the new arrangements on their business so far, those who responded to the survey were markedly negative. 66.7% said their experience had been somewhat negative and very negative, compared to 7% who said it had been somewhat positive and very positive. 8.8% said it was too early to say. Looking ahead, nearly half respondents, 48.2%, said the first 2 weeks had left them feeling less optimistic about the treaty over the next 3 months, compared to 12.2% who felt more optimistic. 14% said it was too early to say. There were 49 substantive comments made. The most frequently raised issue was the new transaction tax, described by several as a direct hit to cash flow and margins. Respondents called for a functioning VAT transaction tax refund mechanism. There were comments about the difficulty in receiving stock, delays and new documentation. Rising costs was also a concern, as respondents said this could result in increased prices, potentially pushing local customers to shop outside Gibraltar. A small number of comments, mostly from hospitality, tourism and retail businesses, reported a strong month, increased tourist footfall and euro takings. Finally, there were calls for greater clarity and better guidance, with some citing unclear or inconsistent government communication, gaps in guidance notes and confusion over export procedures to the EU. The Federation considered that the results showed a very high level of engagement with the issues touched on. No members in the freight, logistics or transport sectors responded to the survey at the time the report was drawn up.
Former teacher and Scout leader Clayton Busto has been remanded in custody ahead of sentencing. The 43-year-old was charged with 19 sexual offences against 4 children relating to offending between 2007 and 2016. In June, he was found guilty of 16 offences, with the remaining 3 counts having been presented as alternatives. At the Supreme Court, Busto didn't make an application for bail and chose to go into custody voluntarily. After Busto's conviction in June, the sex offender was granted bail as he awaited sentencing. A week later, the government announced proposals for tougher bail rules for adults convicted of certain child sex offences. Under amendments to the Prison Amendment Bill, convicted offenders awaiting sentence would only be granted bail in limited circumstances. The new provisions, passed unanimously by Parliament on the 17th of July, were brought into force before today's hearing. Defence lawyer Chris Finch told the court he didn't believe the changes should apply to Busto because his conviction predated the amendment. Mr. Finch also argued that legislation should not be changed in response to individual cases, adding that there couldn't be a revolving door approach to how the law is applied. The Crown disagreed, arguing that bail is considered afresh at every hearing and that any decision made today would therefore have to be based on the law as it currently stands. However, Mr. Finch said that after discussing bail with his client, he had decided not to make an application and had chosen to go into custody voluntarily. Chief Justice Anthony Dudley decided he would not engage in theoretical arguments about bail when the defendant was not seeking it. Busto was remanded in custody and the matter adjourned, with sentencing now set for the 21st of September. In other news, the government has completed the equalisation of the old age pension system. As announced in the budget, the pensionable age for men was reduced from 65 to 60, the same as it is for women. Now, Number 6 says the contribution requirements used to determine entitlement to pension have also been equalised.
The equalisation of old age pensions took effect on the 1st of July. The Chief Minister says this had to be accompanied by a fair and proportionate adjustment to the contributions required to qualify for a pension. Femi Mercado said it would not have been right to reduce the pensionable age while continuing to assess men against a 45-year contribution period. Men will now require 2,000 paid or credited contributions over the course of their working lives to qualify for a full old age pension. This is down from 2,250 previously. The minimum qualifying condition for a reduced pension has also been brought down from 585 to 520 paid or credited contributions. The current maximum monthly pension is £603, while the minimum is £156.60. Anyone who's reached or will shortly reach the age of 60 and believes they now qualify for an old age pension is encouraged to submit an application to the Department of Social Security as soon as possible. The government says it's making every effort to process applications promptly, but given the expected rise in applications after the changes, it asks for patience while claims are assessed.
The GGCA union says it welcomes the introduction of legislation completing the equalisation of the state old age pension system. The union says the changes fulfil one of its long-standing objectives by reducing the pensionable age for men from 65 to 60, bringing it in line with women. The GGCA says the reforms represent a significant step towards fairness and equality and credits determined advocacy and constructive engagement for achieving the changes. It says it will continue campaigning for further improvements on behalf of workers. Well, you're watching GBC News, still to come. It's Beach Wednesdays on Gibraltar today. We visit the Europa Pool to hear about pool hygiene and the facility's new fees. We'll be back in a few minutes. Stay with us.
The moments that matter don't wait for Wi-Fi. From sharing big news instantly to streaming your favourite shows on the go, your connection should always be there. That's why we've made our pay monthly plans bigger, giving you more data at the same price, so nothing gets in the way of staying close to what matters most. Visit gibtele.com or call 200 52200 to sign up.
Looking for insurance that covers every part of your life? From your car, home and motorbike to your health, pets, boat and travel, we've got it all covered. We make insurance simple, clear and tailored to you. Visit us at 68 Irish Town, Monday to Friday 9 to 5:30 or Saturdays 10 till 2. Call 200 44628 or email gibraltar@ibexinsure.com. Ibex Insurance, making life easier.
Trident is EORI ready for Gibraltar's new logistical chapter. As customs-approved transport and clearance agents with proven experience, trust Trident to keep your goods moving. Providing door-to-door transport, temperature-controlled services, warehousing, and customs clearances. Trust the experts, delivering since 1989.
If you have employees, then you have HR and payroll. And the computer software you use makes all the difference. EasyPay has been specifically designed to meet the needs of businesses in Gibraltar, whatever the size. For a free demonstration, call 200 741 21 and find out more online at easypay.gi.
Fill up, top up and let's go. The new GibFuel Plus loyalty app is here. Earn loyalty points every time you shop or refuel at Cepsa Gibraltar, Carrefour Express Gibraltar and all the Gibraltar petrol stations. Just sign up, scan your QR code, collect points and redeem rewards. Download the GibFuel Plus app at gibfuelplus.com and start your journey today. Welcome to the Corner Shop, where expectations in painting and decorating go above and beyond, providing the community colour since 1947. From DIY enthusiasts to professional decorators, we offer trusted brands like Dulux, Armstead, Hammerite and more. Explore our expert colour mixing centre, plus DIY and decorating supplies. The Corner Shop, free parking and free delivery.
Our world runs on momentum. From the first light over the rock to the plans we make for the days ahead, each moment carries us forward. For 150 years, Capurro Insurance has moved with that energy. Rooted in Gibraltar, reaching the wider world, built on the past, and looking to the future, wherever momentum takes you next. Capurro Insurance will be by your side, every step of the way.
Welcome back. A forest fire in San Roque has been brought under control after forcing the precautionary evacuation of several nearby homes. The blaze broke out this afternoon in the Pasada Honda area near the road linking San Roque with the Pinal del Rey. Emergency services prevented the flames from crossing the road, although firefighting operations remain underway. A large deployment was mobilized by the Enfoca Wildfire Service, including more than 50 firefighters, specialist crews, fire engines and aircraft. San Roque's Mayor Juan Carlos Ruiz Boix urged the public to avoid the area and follow official advice. The cause of the fire has not yet been established and authorities have not released details of the area affected. Well, this week's Beach Wednesday saw Dr. Helen Carter share some pool hygiene guidelines with viewers, while Jeanette Oshello and Nicole Buckley spoke to us about ensuring that pool days are always inclusive. Of course, we also heard from regular visitors to Europa Pool who told GBC why they love going, what they'd like improved, and their thoughts on the increased entry price for non-residents of £15.
I can really understand people's frustrations when pools have to be shut because of hygiene reasons. It's really, really important that we all play a part in that. For example, if you've had diarrhea or vomiting, please don't go into a swimming pool for at least 2 days after your symptoms have resolved, unless it's something like cryptosporidium. So some of your listeners might have heard about this is the explosive parasitic diarrhea illness that is actually associated with swimming pools. Now, we've not had any outbreaks of that for the last couple of years, but if you do have explosive diarrhea, that is something that you do need to perhaps go and see the doctor about to get diagnosed. And if you do have that, you need to stay out the pool for a lot longer because it's highly infectious.
So for general bugs, 2 days, 48 hours should be enough unless it's cryptosporidium.
Exactly.
Hunter, tell me, what's your favourite beach or swimming spot to go to in Gibraltar?
Nappy pool.
This one? Yeah, and why is that?
After you get to swim with all your friends, jump in the pool.
Yeah.
And have loads of fun.
What would you say is your perfect summer day from start to finish? Time with family here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and playing with your friends?
Yes.
Yeah? And what about for you?
Me? My best time here is to play in the water with my family and to swim around because it's fun and you enjoy it.
¿Quién va a pagar 15 libras? Que tenga 3 o 4 niños es una locura.
It's definitely a subject that's sparked a lot of conversation. Some people in agreement, some against, some saying, it's government subsidized, taxpayers are subsidizing for the payments, so they agree.
Same as the one in Los Barrios, it's paid by the ayuntamiento. Yeah. And we go there, we pay 3 euros, so the one in La Línea.
It's definitely sparking a lot of conversation on both sides.
Sí. Son los comments que yo he recibido muchísimos comments de eso, que it's a little bit of discrimination.
So you arrive at 10 a.m., one of the first ones here. When do you leave generally? Is this like a full day thing for you?
Sí, claro.
Yeah.
Hombre, está uno aquí. Yo me traigo mi termo
So what does a day here look like for you?
Yo me lo paso muy bien. Ya te digo, relaxed, que es muy importante. Safe, very safe.
You pack a lunch with you or you buy something
yo me traigo mi callo y me traigo mi...
Bueno.
Hombre, no, espérate. Yo me traigo mi arroz guisado y me traigo
okay. So not even just sandwiches, but like proper food.
Qué bueno. Yo me traigo todo. Yo traje arroz guisado con fideo.
Very nice.
Hombre, los fideitos con atún. Eso traje ayer. Fideo con atún.
No wonder you have so many beach neighbors.
Claro.
Everyone wants to share.
Los buenos dulces. Y cuando vienen aquí también, que viene el ice cream van, viene de los dulces, viene pues, toda la gente también, pues se harta de comer. Yo me vengo aquí a comer, a refrescarme y a reírme mucho, que eso es lo importante en la vida.
It's very important that everybody in the community, no matter what their difficulties are able to join the amenities as well.
How much of a difference does it make to service users' mental health as well?
It's a big deal. Some of them haven't stepped in the beach for several years, and you know, they've called and they said, you can't imagine how well this is doing for me, and it's just that extra service which has taken them an extra mile.
And then physically getting your body moving,
yes,
swimming.
Definitely.
I mean, that makes such a difference.
I already have people asking whether we're going to provide the same service next year. That's how much they feel.
And you will?
Sorry?
And you will provide it next year?
We hope we will, yes.
Yeah.
It's in the books.
Nafta Pool does form one of our major hits, actually, in our activities, and because Nafta Pool brings us all together at the same time. But apart from Nafta Pool, we do a million other things. So.
Now, I spoke to one of your camp leads earlier, and she was saying that Europa Pool in particular is one of the group's firm favourites.
Yes.
And that the main issue is getting people to leave, because once they're here, they don't want to go. And we experienced that. Everyone was quite upset about leaving. But there was nearly 100 children, 97 kids here today.
So today in particular, there was 97 in attendance. But our larger, number that we're attending in total over the summer will be close to just over 140.
Wow.
For me, it's lovely because we're a group of friends and we love being here, really.
Yeah.
My little girls love being here, and I've just come from holiday and I was missing the pool.
I think people find that, no? Because we're so lucky here with the beaches and the pools that we have.
I know.
Sometimes when you go on a holiday, you realise just
when you come back from
how good we have it.
You realise that you missed the pool. I think it needs a bit of a touch-up.
Okay, in what way, Jackie?
A few things. I think there's like a children's pool. They call the space here for a children's pool.
We've heard that a few times from people on social media and also service users here.
Tables. Because sometimes the weekends it's fully packed and they need the space.
I've been to the Europa Pool only today because we thought it'd be nice to have a look at a few different pools.
Yeah. And I suppose this compares it must be a big difference compared to what you're used to back at home, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah?
There no outdoor pools where I live.
Well, that's all from tonight's news. More online and on our socials, as well as on our Radio Gibraltar news summaries on the hour every hour, as from 7 in the morning. From the team and myself, thanks for watching and good night.
Hello, very good evening to you. Through the rest of this week into the weekend, it's the wind direction that's going to play quite a pivotal role in exactly how much cloud there is, because that's the main talking point really. Looking at the bigger picture, and there are a few outbreaks of rain across some parts of Europe at the moment, particularly over northern parts of the UK. Here it's actually quite unsettled, but closer to home we're heavily under the influence of high pressure out in the Atlantic, which is bringing just a settled westerly flow through through the strait. So there may be a little bit of cloud pushing through overnight, but not a huge amount. Generally, we're looking at a clear night to come and then a clear, bright, sunny start to the day tomorrow with plenty of sunshine through the day itself. There'll be plenty of sunshine across much of southern Spain, even North Africa, and for Gibraltar here we're going to see temperatures getting into the low 30s, 31, possibly 32 Celsius. Do watch out for some high UV levels. With all that sunshine, there will be plenty of that through the day. Potential for a bit of a sea breeze to develop, but that's not looking to be especially strong. By Friday, there's a reasonable chance that the winds will go round a little bit to more of an easterly, so that could bring in some low cloud, perhaps some sea fog first thing, but that will burn away, leaving lots of sunshine through the bulk of the day. And then it's a similar picture really into the weekend. Lots of sunshine to be had just early next week. Bit of uncertainty about the wind direction and therefore whether or not there'll be any low cloud or fog. Bye-bye.
TCA, offering the best boiler service. Available Monday to Sunday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. TCA, offering the best boiler service. Available Monday to Sunday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
For more than 60 years, we've been there for the moments that have shaped our community. Through times of celebration and challenge. Through historic events, unforgettable stories, and the news that mattered most. Generations have turned to us for trusted, reliable reporting, keeping you informed every step of the way. Today, that same commitment continues. Now you can get the latest local news, breaking stories, and important updates directly on WhatsApp. Trusted journalism since the 1960s. Follow our official GBC News WhatsApp channel and stay connected to the stories that matter.
Stay connected with Gibraltar Today, the show that brings you the latest news, the people, the stories, and the conversations shaping our community. Catch us weekdays on GBC Television and Radio Gibraltar between 1 and 2 o'clock.